Oh, good evening, everyone. Good night, wherever you are. So, tonight we're playing a continuation of the deck we played this morning, Grixis Delver. This list, once again, is mostly brought to you by not YouTube user, Twitch streamer for Tweezy. The only difference from his list is the shaping of the cantrips. I think he had 4 Op, 3 Serum Visions, 4 Thought Scour, and then had 1 less Gurmag Angler. So this is the same setup, main deck that we used this morning. And then sideboard is pretty well the same, except we have 1 Pyroclasm in place of one of the Collective Brutalities, just in case we actually run across any small creature decks or decks with Lingering Souls, which Lingering Souls can definitely be a problem to clean up for this deck otherwise. Sorry about that. So, moving along, we will go ahead and start jamming. Looked like everybody else was kind of playing Cube tonight, so back to the Grixis grind. So the main thing we're trying to do is to see if Grixis Delver is viable still. Maybe not to supplant Grixis Death Shadow, but at least to see if there's a backup deck in case Wizards decides that Grixis Death Shadow needs banned, something banned out of it. So it is something to take a look at. Alright. Wish our opponent good luck. We're on the play against NYC Clipper. Let's see. So this is a keepable hand, although a tad risky. The 1-landers are just risky with this deck. Go and get Steam Vents here. Need to get a move on. Delver on 1. Pass to our opponent. So hopefully we hit a land here. If we'll hit a land, we can Serum Visions plus Spell Purse. Alright, so our opponent, Island Serum Visions, could be a couple different decks, obviously. Alright. Gurmag Angler, this is not the fish we were looking for. Snapcaster is a great card, but what we really need here is a land, so unfortunately Delver will not be flipping. This hand is a little clanky, so there's no denying that. Alright, another Serum Visions. Still so many decks this could be until we see another color out of them. So they're really tanking on their second card. What did they do with the previous Serum Visions? Bottom. Alright, looks like they're Storm. Yep, it looks like it's Storm. Storm's about the only deck that plays. Nope, because we already know what we're drawing here, so. Continue to attack with Delverino. gonna say, you didn't think this brawl was actually going to resolve, did you? Mana leak. Hopefully our Delver will actually flip this turn. Sure. I would like to reveal Terminate. Thank you very much. So as much as I'd like to take the shields down here, I don't think we can afford to. It's possible our opponent could be going like Ritual into... Spell Pierce this. There's a possibility they could play... Oh, I should have used... I'm gonna say, I should have used Scalding Tarn there. Scalding Tarn would have let me keep up Murderous Cut if they actually resolved a Mana Idiot. Alright, so... Get in with Delver here. Play out. Tassiger, so we can possibly ensure lethal next turn. And all we have between us and them is either a Terminate or a Mana Leak, so they're going to have to go for it here. Anamorphose. Sure. Are we dead here? Okay. What are you going to do for 1 mana? Serum Visions? Sure. I was going to say, once they cast Past in Flames, I don't think that was going anywhere. Alright, so against them we want Spell Bombs, Dispel, Fatal Push, Pyroclasm, that's Brutality, Counter Squalls, Cut Murderous Cuts, K Commands, forget what else we all cut. Terminates, because they're a little bit slower. I think it was what, 1 Gurmag Angler in case they had Graveyard Hate. Pyromancers are fine. Trim a couple of Delvers on the draw because they're a little more subpar when we're not on the play, and then 1 more cut. Let's probably remand here. It's a mulligan. Sand isn't great, but I think we keep it. Snapcaster to the bottom. Opponent. Sleight of Hand pass. It's possible it should have actually been Pyromancer boarded out on the draw. Simply because... Alright, Thought Scour. Thought Scour is a fine draw. Yep. Ooh. They're stuck on 1 land. Alright, we drew Watery Grave, which isn't the greatest card in the universe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're 1 short of Tasker here. If we would have had a fetch land in somewhere in this mess, we would have been able to play Tasker. Alright, Serum Visions. So now we're going to have to lead up Bolt next turn, which kind of sucks. Bottom and... Bottom? Sure. So, which one of these lands should I play here? I guess having access to another blue either way is good, so this does let our opponent know that the shields are mostly down, but there's not much we can really do here. Bluffing counter spells isn't going to do a whole lot, so. And they already know we have Spell Pierce in the main, so. See if our opponent goes for it here. Sure. Kill your Baral. Bolt our face. Interesting. So our opponent brought in multiple lightning bolts. It's important to note. Don't want to play out Polluted Delta unless we absolutely have to. So, pass to the main phase. If you want to resolve a Gifts Ungiven here, go for it. Yep, looks like that's what they're doing. Sure. See what our opponent decides to ultimately do here. Gifts Ungiven. We knew the risk of activating Tassiger, but they know all but one card in our hand because of the peak. So there's no sense in playing like we have a counterspell when we don't have one, and they basically know that. Baral. You want to take your turn spinning your wheels, that's cool with me. So we'll probably get Delver back here, I'm guessing. Yep. Unsurprising. Serum Visions, Counter Squall. We'll leave Serum Visions on top. Play out Delver here. So this opponent's now dead. See if our opponent actually concedes. 7, 10. Even without counter squall, this was lethal. So. Alright, so that's 2-0 against Storm so far in 2 leagues. Which that's kind of ironic because I haven't actually seen that much Storm with some of the other decks I've been playing. Alright, so wish our opponent good luck. We're on the draw this game. So 2 lands, plenty of interaction. The only thing we're missing is an threat. So I think we keep this hand. Opponent is debates 1. We have opt to try to find a threat. Serum Visions would probably be better here, but it does leave us the option to hold up Spell Pierce, opt, and Fatal Push on 1. Bloodstained Mire, pass. Okay. Could be burn, could be all kinds of other random things. Could be like Death Shadow, that's right a card they wanted to the top. wasn't even intentional. I don't know how many opt puns I've made and I haven't even meant to. Alright, well, Death Shadow is the answer. I think we get Steam Vents here. This is the Hollow One nonsense. Ironically, I played against Dredge earlier today, so kind of full circle here. Two. This is a list from a fellow streamer for Tweezy. He had 2 Pierces in his main, so I kind of kept that particular. Are you stuck on 1 land, friend? Does look like you are. Good to know. Get Watery Grave here. Yeah, Spell Pierce is I don't think we want this remand. Tassiger's a nice card. I should have. What's up, sideboard? How'd your stream go tonight? I believe I saw you streaming earlier, didn't you? Alright, so we want to. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, I made a few alterations to what he was running. So, as far as the whole opt, Serum Visions, and that kind of stuff. So, hopefully we can choke our opponent on resources here. So Silith, how do you know 4? I changed it to 4 Serum, 2 Opt, 4 Thought Scour. and then added a second Gurmag to the main deck. Is this a cathartic reunion? The sideboard's all kind of different than it was. Alright, so let that ability resolve. You can't do anything. So you have 2 cards in hand to try to be a Tassiger. Gotcha. No. Nope. Murderous Cut is still in the deck. A lot of the old... I looked at a lot of the lists. See, Murderous Cut, speak of the devil. A lot of the old lists were still running 5 Delve Fatties. I looked at Caleb Durward's list that he made shortly after the bannings. So, I agree. There was a huge... No, it's not, because I also changed the fetch land count to up it to 10. So you're like playing like 20-some... I think I'm just going to take this hit from Hollow One. I mean, it's annoying, it's dangerous, but I also don't particularly care right now. Like, I know they run burn, but need to hold up this terminate in case he's got something dumb like Gurmy here. Yeah, this is looking like a Gurmag Angler. Big fishin'. So our opponent has played out their entire hand. So we will terminate that. Okay, Bolt actually like pretty much lets us clear their whole board if we want to. Because I want to save the leak for their flashback spells. I'd rather use the mana leak on their non-creature spells and use the kill spells on their creatures. Burning Inquiry. Yeah, see, something like Burning Inquiry just simply needs to go away. Leaves us with exactly enough to Murderous Cut one of these things. Yeah, I left in the 2 commands. Yep. So now our opponent has to decide how they wish to... Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that's a product of having DSL internet. I'll show you the list after, as best as I can during sideboarding. But yeah, I've pretty much left the main list intact. Alright. So, Hollow One. So, main deck is 4 Delver, 2 Op, 4 Serum Visions, 2 Spell Pierce, 4 Thought Scour, 2 Fatal Push, 4 Bolt, 2 Mana Leak, 2 Remand, 4 Snap, 2 Young Pyromancer, 2 Terminate, 2 Kulgan's Command, Murderous Cut, 2 Tasker, 2 Gurmag Angler, and then the 19 lands. So, hopefully that was succinct enough. So I want the Spell Bombs. trying to think. So they have some removal, not a ton. So I think this may be a leave Delver in matchup. Like, we're not really taking the true control role. Their creatures don't generally have one toughness other than Bloodghast. So I'm not sure I want to bring in Statcaster. Yeah, I just prefer Visions in terms of setting up your early draws. Because one of the bigger problems with this deck is the one land keeps that you have to do. Not dissimilar to some of the decisions that Grixis Shadow has to face. Alright, so Counter Squalls, take it or leave it. K-Command, I think this might be a board out 1 K-Command matchup. Probably want... Alright, 1 Counter Squall at least. And then probably want to bring in the Dismember. And then board out a couple of Delvers. And maybe... Maybe shave one of the Delve spells in case they have some type of... I usually shave one of the Delve spells in some of the post-board games where I'm expecting other graveyard hate. I would normally bring out Gurmag Angler, but it brawls a lot better with what they're trying to do. This is one of those hands that you have no idea what in blazes you're going to draw. See, Leyline of the Void. I'll check it out here in a minute when we're not in the match. Yeah, there's a lot of different configurations you can play with the deck. I looked a lot at Kevin Jones's and Caleb Darward's lists from the end of last year too. So that Leyline of the Void is going to be a oh dear. This is why Burning Inquiry is such a dumb card. What did we lose? Wow, that was kind of very random. I don't even understand why that deck plays Burning Inquiry. It is such a garbage card. Alright, well. Get the steam vents here. Yeah, it's so totally random though. It's complete utter garbage because it can just as easily torpedo what they're doing as it does what we're doing. And personally, would have loved that Serum Visions or Opt, but you know. Oh, I understand the purpose of what it does in the deck. I'm just saying it's... But really, between Neonate, Cathartic Reunion, and Faithless Looting, you're telling me they also need to play Burning Inquiry? If you're that desperate for discard enablers, wouldn't, like, Collective Brutality be better? So they presumably brought in the Thoughtseize. I don't think they play Thoughtseize in the main. Nope. It's possible I should have thought scoured away that young Pyro here. What are they going to do? Kill our Delver in response? Possibly. I don't like fetch shocking myself twice, but what else am I gonna do? Any deck in Modern is variance prone. Especially, Modern is trying to do a lot of the same things Legacy is without the same type of manipulation. You're trying to run low margin lands, you're trying to run delve spells, you're trying to run basically a worse version of Legacy in a lot of circles. Please don't have Pyroclasm or something dumb. Alright, Faithless Looting, sure. From my experience with the deck, it's a lot like Shadow without the hitting power of Shadow. I think it's a matter of whether you prefer things like... Oh, you're talking this deck. Okay. Yeah, this deck is just garbage, in my opinion. Terminate? Yeah, I'd like to reveal Terminate. Like, they've got 2 cards in hand, and they may do absolutely nothing. So... yeah, I would agree most decks with a lot of cantrips are pretty good. I like the deck personally. I just don't think it's better than Death Shadow is the problem. Like they're trying to do a lot of the same things just in different ways. Okay. Like they're trying to... Wow. Is our opponent trying to kill themselves? Your play is play a creature that can't block. I'd feel bad, but I really don't. Bolt the face. No, I don't. They were just trying to thin their deck to try to hit margins. So, opponent's scooping. See, my opinion is if you're going to play a graveyard deck, the Hollowed One strategy was interesting and unique when it came out, but I honestly think you neither need to run Red-Green Vegevine if you're going to run that style of strategy, or you need to run traditional Dredge or Garroyo's variants. Garroyo's Vengeance variants. I don't like that Hollow One deck at all. I've not personally played it, but basically every time I play against it, unless Burning Inquiry destroys me or I get hit with like triple Hollow One or double Hollow One Gurmag Angler draws, the deck just feels garbage. Anyways, actually, while we have a second, I should look at your list. So... yeah, does look like a lot of the same list that 4 is running. Surgical Extraction, I think, might actually be better than the Nihil Spell Bombs in most matchups. Vendillion's pretty cool. Gurmag Angler. Yeah, I like the split on Fatal Push and Bolt. Yeah, I could definitely see running a Click, although I think if I were to run Click, I think it would be in the sideboard. And I like the ability of... a lot of my sideboarding plan is a lift off of Kevin Jones's list. The big problem I have is card availability. Like, I'm using right now a combination of Mana Traders and my own stuff. So when I had access to the full-blown Mana Traders plan, I could use any deck, but I had some issues with their service, and then quit the service, and then went back at a reduced rate because I got tired of playing 5-color Death Shadow. So, yeah. The main thing in the sideboard I have is the Desolate Lighthouse and Painful Truce. Those are very useful in the grindy mid-range matchups where you're trying to go pound for pound and you're trying to grind them with like snaps and Kolaghan's commands and such. Being able to draw 3 cards, on like turn 4 or 5. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Blood Moon and 3-color decks, but I can understand how you can get some people. Like the yeah, that's fair. Wow, this hand is this is one of those hands that you were talking about with too many delve spells. I still think it's a keep because of the 2 Serum Visions, but this is a dangerous hand. Ah, sugar. Is this the mirror? No, Dark Slick Shores, Inquisition. Normally when I see Dark Slick Shores, I automatically think of and I draw Gurmag Angler. Gotta keep Thoughtscour here, but dear lord, this feels... Yeah, there's quite a few decks it could be, but normally when I see Dark Slick Shores on turn 1, it's... Okay, it could be Fae or Tezzerator. No, looks like it's Fae. And then watch, we'll mill over the lands we need to hit. We'll play a few more turns to see what our opponent's doing, but I'm pretty sure this is fairies. Yeah, this is like 1000% fairies. Opt. There's a good chance this Serum Visions is getting... Oh wow, Alright. So top, and I just ordered those wrong. Though in the end I don't think it matters because I'm 99% sure we're too far behind in this game to... Yeah, I don't see it too often either, but I at least know. So I am extremely tempted to scoop here because I don't want our opponent to know. Did they see? Murderous Cut, Tassiger, Serum Visions. Yeah, I'm not sure how much more I want to show them, though, is the thing. Because the cards they've seen, we could still be Shadow. So because I goofed, I have to opt here to grab the land before I fetch. Which this is like all kinds of horrible. And I missed sequence because of my lands. Dear God, what the heck am I doing? I think I just pass for one more turn here. And we have no way to clean up all these fairies, so I think we're getting to the point where we're too far behind. So how long have you been playing Grixis Delver? Is that your primary deck? Serum Visions. Online only. I basically only have one paper deck, and that is Burn. Oh, Spiral of Canal, see if there's some damage. Alright, so gotcha. And I guess opt here. Yep, looks like we're losing this counter war. I think I'm going to go ahead and concede to save time. We're just too far behind. We now know what our opponent's on. We can sideboard accordingly. And our opponent, unfortunately, now knows we're probably not on Death Shadow. Which I always wanted to load, but it's just a tad too narrow. Yeah, Snare is... I've really been pleased with the Pierces. I didn't know if I'd like them over the Snares, but I've been really pleased with the Pierces. Alright, so... they're not really a Snapcaster deck per se, so the spell bombs aren't quite as good. We probably want Fatal Push to spell the Lighthouse, Painful Truths, Staticaster, that... Is this a Brutality matchup? I think it probably is. And the Squalls are kind of take it or leave it. Question is, am I supposed to leave in Delver in this matchup? Yeah, I agree. It functions similarly to what Stubborn Denial does in whatchamacallit. So now I have to make cuts, but what am I cutting? Alright, well, I understand. Then it comes down to what am I leaving, what am I taking out? I think these terminates might be a little garbage because we still have bolts and pushes to deal with. They're guys that actually matter as well as brutality. Remand maybe? Yeah, I'm thinking Remand might be a little garbage. And I gotta cut one more card. Maybe we shave an opt here. Doesn't feel like we have enough counter spells, but yeah, I just don't like. The only card I like Remand against in this deck is Cryptic Command. And we're not even sure how many Cryptics they're playing. So 4 lands, Bolt, Snap. Is it Statcaster? Yeah, I'll shave us K command if we go to game 3. This feels like a keep, but it's on the border. Just because Is It Statcaster is such a card in this matchup if we get to keep it. But that's a big if. Okay, they mulligan to 6, keep their hand, and yeah, I can definitely. Now this is, ironically, this is a matchup where Blood Moon would be pretty decent, because despite all of their yeah, I actually think your 2-2 split is pretty awesome. So, am I supposed to Thought Scour here, or just hold up mana? I guess I'm supposed to go for trying to find a Delve threat, but this doesn't feel entirely right. Yeah, we had to go for the home run hit here. They could easily resolve something like yep, Bitter Blossom. Oh, do not get me wrong. I am a huge Blood Moon fan. So, like, I am a huge Blood Moon fan. No, yes. Play out this Delver so they have to deal with it. Mutavault. No! Another Bitter Blossom? Oh my. So, is there some consideration to bolting their face here? Only if If he's activating Tar Pit, I think I'm okay with that. Because I can always Snap Bolt if that's his line. Field of Ruin, that's a fun card. I should probably fetch first. Grab our, I guess Steam Vents. I don't like taking damage, but I also don't want to get rid of my basics. Well, there's Pyroclasm. I wholeheartedly agree. And I made myself unnecessarily vulnerable by not fetching another Black Source. So if they have Field of Ruin and I think I'm supposed to Angler here, leaving Pyroclasm. Alright, they let it resolve. I think I'm just supposed to leave Delver back right now. No, I want to be pressuring their life total some, but these... See if they do something on end step here that leaves them vulnerable. Alright. Thank you, opponent. Why would you go after my Steam Vents here? That seems absurdly greedy. So we know they don't have a push. Damnation. We've been damnated out of the game. Delver, Angler, that. Push, that. And then... let our opponent's own... They're gonna have to start getting aggressive here, aren't they? That's a mite greedy. Young Pyro is a card. Basically, I think Pyroclasm is a good mix between the two. K-Command's fine, but I want something that's able to interact with whatever my opponent's doing. Alright, this is getting absurd. I think this is a race we may end up losing. Simply because we've played straight into that stupid damnation. No, I understood what you meant by Kozilek's return. Hmm. I think I'm supposed to bolt that stupid land now. Especially since I have Mana Leak backup. Would like to see another snap or something here. Hmm. Opponents. I think next turn we may have to Pyroclasm. A lot of it depends on what our opponent does here. Hmm. Decision points. So I think I'm going to snap Serum this turn to set up, hopefully drawing on a counterspell here. Personally, I think it'd be great here. K command to the bottom, Delver to the bottom. That bolt may have just won us the game. We'll see though. Yeah, Electricity would be insane in this. At least the front half of the Electricity. The back half wouldn't be quite as good. Why is the opponent not going for the kill here? Alright, well, I mean, they have double Collective Brutality we die here. Force our opponent to blow a counterspell here. Or I guess they don't have one. Okay. Oh my. Alright, so you said take out one of the K commands, which makes sense. And then they haven't even shown a Snapcaster Mage yet. So it's possible they don't have one. Question is, what am I getting back in the deck? Because outside of those two stupid Blitter Blossoms, yeah, I mean, outside of like one of these Counter Skulls or Remand, I think Op is the next best thing, so I think we'll just go with Opt. I'm not even sure if Dispel should be in the deck, quite frankly. Because we really haven't seen that many instances from them. Wow. Now this is a hand. I think we keep it, but dear lord, this one's got a lot of... It's got like the main card in the matchup, but... Alright, well, I mean... At least I'm going to be able to sculpt my hand to whatever the heck I want, but still... This is a bit ridiculous for cantrips. This is a hand. Real awkward indeed. So we drew an island. I think we keep both of these cards in that order. And if we don't end up needing Spell Pierce, I can... Is this Bitter Blossom on too? Of course. They've had it every game. Play out Delverino here. So... I think I'm supposed to Serum Visions here, even though... Alright, put... We want both of these, so... Delver will flip next turn if it's still alive. Main thing we need to find now is kill spells. Yes. Vendilion Glick? Alright, well we're about to lose our... Is it Static Caster? Yeah, it's a really sweet list. I've liked Delver, but it's been like really down on the standard and modern lists to try, so unsurprisingly we lost Is it Static Caster? So let's opt. I don't think I want a fourth land at this point. And then I draw a fourth land anyway. This game's setting up really well for them, unfortunately. Going to fetch here, play out Watergrave tapped, and if they want to I would actually suspect that Mono Blue Tron's not as bad as you think. Okay, Spell Stutter Sprite, sure. Not a whole lot we could do about that. Would really love to find like a Pyroclasm here, wouldn't I? Let's go ahead and Thought Scour main. Found a Lightning Bolt. Turn to the bottom. Is Pyromancer good enough here? I think it's our best chance to try to combat this nonsense, so... I don't think it's going to be quite good enough, but... Sure. Guess take our Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce or Snap. Probably should have pierced here, just to kind of keep this from happening. I think we're too far behind to come back this game, but I mean, we're going to try. I would say Valakut qualifies as terribly, as a terrible matchup. Guess with your Blood Moon plan, it's not quite as bad. Gurmag Angler. Yeah, just feels so bad. Well, yeah, I'm sure with the Blood Moon plan it's super easy. But without Blood Moon, it's pretty awful. So we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4 here. This Inquisition has been so flippin' annoying. About to lose our Snapcaster. Unfortunately, I don't think... either Clasm or the Staticaster, yeah. And this matchups were like this were exactly why I wanted the extra power Clasm. I guess we hope our opponent doesn't make the lethal obvious attack. Yeah, we shuffled the Staticaster back in the turn after they actually clicked it. And exactly lethal. So So we have drawn land and dispel. Yup. Well, that was a bit of a beating. EE is more of a budget issue at this point. I would be running it, but I don't have enough room because I have to borrow the Tarns and the Snaps from Mana Traders. I don't have enough room in the budget to get an Engineered Explosives or two. So otherwise, I would be most certainly running an Engineered Explosives or two. That Pyroclasm slot would 100% be an Engineered Explosives. This hand, man. So, would this 6-card hand here be good enough at ignoring Gurmag Angler? I think the answer is yes, so we're going to keep it. If these removal spells aren't good, then this is going to be a one-sided slow tear. So, but pass. Well, Tron. We were talking about one-sided slaughters. Yeah, it's a Thought Scour away from being a quick, I'm just supposed to get Blood Crypt here. Tron makes everything that tries to play fair worse. Let's be honest. Delver at least might give us a chance, although it is a turn later than I would have liked to have drawn it. Ancient Stirrings. Tron is... I'm sure it's a fine matchup, but... it's like... Alright, there's a sphere. So what are the odds that they have Tron next turn? Who knows? Remand? Sure. Remand at least might buy us a turn. No reason to shock here. Jiminy Jehoshaphat's. Gotta love good old Tron. Oh, World Breaker. Alright. Fair enough, opponent. I guess I'm supposed to play Gurmy here. Hopefully they just play out another World Breaker. They have Karn. Mana Traders is just like, it lets you borrow things based on price. Is this Eugene? Yeah, this looks like a Eugene. Question is, what do you do with your Eugene opponent? Fair enough. Tower. Must mean they have a... No, I think they're setting up for Ulamog. Or they just have that. World Breaker it is. Nothing says I hate my life quite like remanding a, This is an O-Stone to boot? Oh, seriously? Not even sure why they activated this when they know I'm probably killing World Breaker here. Let's go to the next game. I'm not getting past an Ulamog. To be fair, I did make it less consistent, but it's still a consistent as heck deck. Alright, so Ceremonious Rejections in, Counter Squalls in, by force, I guess, in, and then these Fatal Pushes can go Spell Pierce is kind of take it or leave it. Get rid of the Murderous Cut. Yeah. Sanctum allows them to double up on a threat. I just allows them to go find, like, tutor their entire deck. So, yeah, to be fair, I think the by force isn't good enough either. Then I gotta make one more cut here. Probably cut like a snap. A snap, because it's not quite as grindy a matchup, and they did show us Relic already. So, guess I'd like to play first. Guess we'll keep it. It is a little bit risky, though. The question is, do I lead off on Delver, or do I just play on Pierce? Plan on piercing whatever they play this turn. I'm thinking I gotta lead off on Delver. Get Steam Vents here. We're going to need to hit a land to be in this game, but there's only so much I can do. Yep. Well, I mean, we drew a land, which is fine. Well, there's a very good chance they're going to go for, like, yeah, Twitch delay. Delightful. Purse. Sure. Probably should have bolted their face there. Nope. I let on red because we had the bolt and we already had Remand and Spell Pierced, so the odds of needing counter Squall before finding a card, and we'd still need to find another blue source minimum to make Squall live, so I would prefer to cast the cards in my hand. Counter Squall is just kind of okay, but not. See, our opponent kind of screwed up here because they I'm just supposed to snap pierce this. I think I'm just supposed to snap pierce this. Punish my opponent for not playing our third land here. Gets more pressure in play. Ghost Quarter, sure, whatever. The fact that they're so far away from Tron, we might actually be able to get them this game. The heck is this here? Warping Whale. Unfortunately, I gotta let that go. Yeah, mana efficiency was a prize there. I just had to let Snapcaster go there. It's just not valuable enough to fight over. I think I'm supposed to just remand this, right? Oh, jeez. Seriously? Sure. It's possible I should have squalled that, but I want to be able to... Oh, and then we hit Spell Pierce. Seriously? Serum Visions. Snap and Snap. Definitely leaving one snap on top. The question is, do I want the second snap? Yeah, I think I want both Snapcaster Mages here. Play out the Spell Pierce. That way we have access to Spell Pierce and Counter Squall here. Sure. Yeah. Thing is, our opponent might actually Ghost Quarter us here. I think I gotta let Ancient Stirrings resolve. There's this tower. So they must be mono green Tron just by the fact that they have Warping Wheel. And we know they have Tron next turn, so that is something to keep in mind. Awkward. Yeah. I'm just wondering if I'm supposed to... Guess I gotta let this relic resolve. Unfortunately, they may have found some of those specific draws. Yeah, I should have pierced that now that we're seeing what our opponent's doing here. But we can't. I mean, we can play Snapcaster, but our opponent's just going to blow a Relic in response. So... So annoying. Yeah, Relic was like one of their perfect draws. And we know we're drawing Snapcaster Mage, so it's not even like I can truly pressure them right now. Yeah. But we didn't know what their follow-up threat would be, so it was kind of a crapshoot, quite frankly. Hopefully they play something else out here besides Relic. I just don't want to waste a counter squall on Relic of Progenitus. Sure. Ironically, if they play any non-creature spell here, then they're just dead. So they have 6 mana here. Yeah, it is. They would have just enough to I think I'm going to pierce it just to throw off their math a little bit. Am I supposed to counter squall this? I think I am. And my opponent just inadvertently killed themselves. Opponent has to have exactly... Okay. So that Ghost Quarter play actually killed them. It's always nice when the opponent kills themselves. Alright. Do we see anything there that we want to change? Yeah, the problem is now we're going to be on the draw against them, so... They kept a 7-card hand. No, we only have the one Brutality and it's still in the sideboard. I don't think it'd be relevant at this point in time, anyway. Especially on the draw, they're probably going to get most of their cards that we want to take out of their hand. So... I have no disruption. I have a couple of cantrips. Is this good enough? I think we've got to risk it, but this hand could easily just die to turn 3 Tron. Spell Pierce, please. I said Spell Pierce, not Gurmag Angler. Yeah, the problem is Fine gets you killed against Tron. Well, I think I want both of these cards. Pass. Yeah, that was kind of my thought process. Hopefully our opponent just like bricks off here, but I highly doubt it. It's Tron for after all. Fair enough. So I don't want to expose our black source here. Serum Visions. Thought Scour. I think we're in the market for both of these. Now I just hope our opponent doesn't have freaking World Breaker. So Blood Crypt, pass to our opponent. So we know we have Thought Scour on top, which isn't the greatest in this spot, I guess. Alright. So do I want Thought Scour here? 5. I think I still want Thought Scour. It's not the best here, but at least lets us play Zombie Fish next turn. Tarn. So I want to be able to leave Ceremonious Rejection in the graveyard here. If our opponent has Path here, yep. Wasn't remanding that, so. Are they slamming for 5 mana here? Thragdad's going to be annoying to deal with regardless, so. Kulagon's Command. I think if they Thragtusk here, we're just going to have to Bolt Snap Bolt it. Sure. Not much we can do against this, unfortunately. Problem with playing Pyro here is thanks, Chris, for the auto host. Let's go ahead and bolt this here. I need to be able to keep up Snapcaster Mage, so I don't know if I need Snap Remand or Snap whatever. So does make it more difficult to do so. Freaking Relic of Progenitus, good lord. Really hating these relics. They are starting to be extremely annoying. Should have scoured there. Should have scoured. Should have scoured. Should have scoured. Alright, well, let's Thought Scour, see what we hit. think we're in the market for Delver here. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. World Breaker is worst case scenario here. Please be Karn, please be Karn. Alright, phew! Never been so glad to see Karn in my life. Two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So their last card's either Ulamog or Ugin. Nope, I guess it was Wormcoil. So, how do we beat a Wormcoil engine? 1, 2, 4. So they can recast it. This one's going to be a bit tricky. I think we're just going to have to let... Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Agreed. So what am I going after here with the other mode? Turn target card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target artifact. Tassiger, Wormcoil engine. Another young Pyro, huh? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the game still doesn't feel great. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can still play Tassiger here, get back. We're going to snap K command during their draw step. Yeah, it's winnable, but if they rip like any number of things off the top of their deck, then we're in a lot of trouble. Plus, okay, target player discards a card. Destroy the lifelinker. Though I think there is some merit to the Death Toucher now, but now that we have Tassiger back, but I think it's still correct. Okay. Cute, opponent, cute. Hopefully you didn't draw a bomb. You protected a chromatic star? Okay. Ugh. Anybody else feel that taste of vomit in your mouth? Agreed. Just when you think you actually have a chance. The way they were unloading, yeah, that's enough. That's enough. I'm not beating World Breaker at 20 life, so that's enough. Tron doing Tron things. This will be the final match of the night. Wow, that was Tron doing Tron things, definitely through and through. So how's everyone doing tonight? Alright, thanks. Hope to catch you later. I'm going to be heading to bed here after this match too, so keep this one. Thanks for the follow. Presuming that was Chylith. Gonna lead off on Delver here. Yeah, I'm on quite a bit this time of night, so I usually stream like after I get off work at like 10 most nights. So like 11, 12, whatever. Fatal Push, sure. Looks like Jun Death Shadow. Yep. And I don't have an answer to a Tarmogoyf right now. So Blech. We may just get run over by a Tarmogoyf this game. I think I'm supposed to opt here. Try to find the land. Yep. Play the land. Go ahead and pass here. I can just Thought Scour whenever. Alright. Death Shadow's certainly got a lot of lands going on over there. So there's a good chance this is going to shorten the clock, but if my opponent really wanted to push the issue, I'm pretty sure they could get their Goyf big enough in that time frame anyway, so spin the wheel, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. Bottom, top the terminate. Sure, you have a stubborn denial here. Okay, you don't. Cool. Guessing you're sitting on all kill spells over there, or all Death Shadows. Which these mana leaks are admittedly garbage against anyway. Yep, you got a Death Shadow. Okay. Pass. Alright, here comes Death Shadow. Alright, come on. Really needed a land there. So, Thought Scour. Okay, so we hit an island here. Play out Delver. Play out Tassiger. Make sure we leave the Fatal Push in our graveyard. So we have 2 kill spells and a way to lose life. We're dead here. So if you have a way to lose life, we're dead. Or Tarfire, any number of a dumb. Or Teamer Battle Rage. Alright, so our opponent has Lingering Souls, or will be bringing in Lingering Souls. Just need to turn into the all-kill spell deck, pretty much. Dismember, other Fatal Push, bring in the Spell Bombs. Some consideration to counter Squalls for something like Liliana, Painful Truce, Desolate Lighthouse. Get these Delvers out of here. What else are we cutting? Remand isn't that particularly great in the matchup. And we need to make 2 more cuts. Probably just bolts. And do I want to bring the Statcaster in to fight? I think I want to bring Statcaster in to fight Lingering Souls. And then trim. Maybe trim a Gurmag. No, we need to have some way to win the game. Just trim one of our fetches, probably one of the Bloodstained Mires. That way I stay at 19 lands, but still get the Desolate Lighthouse in the deck. Because literally, if we'd had enough lands that last game, I'm pretty sure we win it. Yeah, hand's fine. It's not great, it's fine. Delta go. No turn 1 discard spell. Get our Watery Grave here, because we're more likely to mill that than both of our Steam Vents. Snapcaster and Opt. Okay. Want to hold up Mana Leak. Mishra's Bauble. Okay. Targeting me, huh? Not the wisest decision in the world, but alright. Opponent draws a card. We see Loot House. Play out Pyromancer here. Leaving up Pierce and Fatal Push. What you got, opponent? What you got? Looks like we're about to find out. Yep, I'm fine with this exchange. Ish. Playing out of Death Shadow here. Sure. Really want another land, but I can't pass up either one of those spells, so it's kind of a wash. Well, can't afford to go much lower, can they? Draw one of the two cards. I thought we knew both the cards on the top of our deck. What the heck happened? Definitely in the mood for a fish. I think we pass here. It's possible I should have played Angler. Dear Lord, our opponent is flooding something fierce. Time for Street Wraith on defense. Liana, the Last Hope. Alright. Play out Snappy. Target Thought Scour. Thought Scour myself. Another Gurmy. Play out Spellbomb. Play out Angler. That way, if our opponent tries to use Liliana's minus here... Alright, Death Shadow's annoying, but it's kind of whatever. Sure. What? Sometimes I hate you, Moto. Sometimes I hate you, Magic Online. See if they hit a creature. Nope. Alright. Got game 2. Now on to game 3. So they have a lot of fatal pushes in their deck. Don't know if there's any cards that we could change out, really. I don't want Delvers. Dispel is the only one that I'm like sitting here going, maybe. And even that's very subjective. Because Fatal Pushes and maybe Terminates are about the only thing we saw. We didn't see Lingering Souls, which I find interesting. Thinking this is a matchup you'd want Lingering Souls in. Yeah, we'll keep it. It's not the best hand, but we'll keep it. Put mulligans to 5, that's that much better for us. And Bobble. Targeting themselves. Alright. Basic Island go. Scalding Tarn and pass. Probably targeting themselves again. Yep. Lands are scary. Termagoyf? Yep. Termagoyf. So I think we grab Watery Grave here. So now I'm kind of in the awkward spot of, do I just immediately terminate their Tarmogoyf or hold up Counter Squall on the off chance they have like Liliana here on 3. Decisions. Alright, so has to be exactly land Liliana in their next 2 cards to get us here. Pass. Alright, nothing. Cool. One, two, three, four, 5. So if I fetch, probably grab the basic island here to avoid shocking ourselves anymore. Nope, I can't even do that. I need to get the black source, like Blood Crypt or something. Just because then I can't hold up Counter Squall. Alright, we hit a terminate. Static caster's not ideal here, because we still haven't seen anything that indicates 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need to delve away. Fatty boom booms. Let's see if you have like a dismember or something here. Opponent's got a lot of basic lands for a Death Shadow deck. Mana leak is not horrible here. Play out our oddball Darkslick Shores. I think I let the Traverse resolve. Swamp. Alright. Yeah, they didn't even have Delirium yet, so. Trying to go for a Liliana here. Counter Squallet. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have any burn spells here, so we can't just finish off the game. Is our opponent considering a concession here? Doesn't look like it. Put them to 3. And make you tap out if you want this to resolve. Go ahead and mana leak here. Sure. Alright, so we ended up going 3 3-2 with Delverino again. So, thoughts on the sideboard. That Pyroclasm definitely needs to be in engineered explosives, just as a matter of principle. Beyond that, what were our losses to? Losses were to close matches to Fairies and Tron. So Fae is not a common matchup, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I think there were a few sequencing errors in there that might have cost us that match. And then Tron, they just did the Tron thing and top-decked an Oblivion Stone in a game where we were starting to run away with it in Game 3. So, beyond that, I think the list is still solid. A little bit of tweaking here and there depending on what you're expecting in the meta. A lot like Death Shadow, there's a lot of flexibility with what your sideboard is. It's a matter of lining up the right sideboard with whatever decks you're facing. So, deck's pretty solid still. 3-2 both leagues today. And beyond that, I mean, we're going to have to test Death Shadow a little bit to have a good comparison on the two. But pretty much, this is a play the threat counterspell deck as opposed to Death Shadow being a disrupt your opponent, play your fatty, then try to stubborn denial to win the game. Both decks can grind, but I think Delver is a little bit better. A little bit better at taking the control role, but not so differently. They both have Kolaghan's commands, they both have Snapcaster Mages, they both have a bunch of removal spells, so both can take the control role in certain matchups, but I think this deck might play the control role a little bit better in the current configuration than most Death Shadow variants, but everybody can configure their deck differently, so kind of hard to say exactly. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you like what you're seeing on this channel, feel free to hit that follow button. If you really want to support us, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And please feel free to check out our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of standard and modern content, not just Grixis Death Shadow here, or Grixis Delver, or any of that. We've played a lot of standard decks, played a lot of modern decks over the months, so feel free to check that out. Thanks. This was Dusk for Dust Till Dawn Gaming and MTGO Tavern here on YouTube. Good night, everyone.